few weeks ago, we endeavored to begin a project known as a gun bounty program. And really, we had about $47,000 that we had from a grant. And based upon some things that were happening around the country, we thought it would be a good idea to pay attention to some gun violence that have been going on and some gun possession in our community. And for the latter part of January and into February, we concentrated on trying to go out into our community to make an impact on removing some guns from those who don't need to have guns. What you see before you today is a result of some of the efforts of the men and women, not only from my agency, but from the Florida State Probation and Parole, from ATF, our federal partners, and a litany of others who helped us go out and do this. There were really three phases of what we were trying to accomplish. The first was school safety. We went to every elementary, high school, middle school, and private school in the city of St. Pete and talked to the administrators there about safety on campus. That worked out very well. A lot of them had good school plans. We offered CEPTED, which is crime prevention through environmental design opportunities for them. Some of those took us up on some of that offer, and we feel our schools are a safer place today because of this initiative as well. Another major component was education. We wanted to go out, and our gun bounty program, which you have a flyer of over there, was something where we wanted people to turn in people who were actually out there utilizing guns in crimes, illegally possessing guns and that criminal nature. Again, this differs very much from a traditional gun buyback type program, which people would think of. Every gun here was taken from a criminal. We made 34 arrests, seized over 80 weapons, and over 4,000 rounds of ammunition. And this was in the community of St. Petersburg. So it's out there. It's unfortunately too prevalent in our community. This police department and this city administration, our city council, and everybody is engaged to try to make this a safer community. But we still have individuals out there practicing things and using these guns in illegal crimes, and we need to stop that. The enforcement phase was probably our broadest approach to this. It dealt with some things that I think that we will continue into the future. There were about 10 different initiatives that we tried in the enforcement component, and really the ones that worked the best were our partnerships. With probation and parole in particular, we were able to go to a convicted felon's house, get in and talk to them. There were several arrests and seizures of guns that were made as a result of those visits, those home visits, where we couldn't have gotten in alone. They probably wouldn't have felt very comfortable going there by themselves, and yet it turned into a great partnership, and that's something I want to thank them. They're here today for continuing that partnership as we move forward. Another very good thing that came out of this was, as an agency, we really paid attention to the firearm component of this. Anytime we arrested somebody, anytime we went out and did a narcotic search warrant, we really talked and inquired about guns. Who has guns, who needs guns, who's getting the guns, how do we get our hands on those, and that turned out to be another successful effort. So there was quite a few things that we learned in the positive here. I did learn something on the other side of it, though. Many of you, like I said, talking about traditional gun buybacks, we offer an opportunity for people to come in every Saturday during the month of February and voluntarily turn in guns. We only had 14 that were turned in. So to me, obviously, that what I learned is people want some incentives to get guns out of their closets. And we didn't offer any incentives. So that's something, if we consider that in the future, that we will probably have to do. But again, I want to thank my staff, the staff from ATF, Probation and Parole, for doing everything they can to keep our community safe. They've really done an outstanding job. And we'll go through our speakers, then we'll take any questions that you have. I'm bringing up Mayor Foster now. Come forward.
Well, this is amazing, and from the perspective of a civilian, it's amazing and mortifying at the same time. To know that these were once on the streets in the possession of criminals. It's kind of an eye-opener for me as mayor of this city. But as the chief said, and he talked about a lot of the relationships, we don't act in a vacuum and we don't work alone. And parole and probation, with the arrests that were made, just being able to check on people's whereabouts and to do some searches and things like that. The ATF and really all of the agencies that we partner with, as well as the local media. And those of you who are here today, when we started this 6 weeks ago and we met on the steps of the police department across the street, and we told you what we were up to, and using all of your contacts in the media, you were able to get the word out for us. So the media and the city and the police department, we have a great partnership. We use each other to get a lot of information out there to the public, and we thank you for that. But yeah, this is incredible. It's something that I think the chief and I will look at as having continued dialogue with the agencies. We know that we've really touched the tip of the iceberg in all of this, but knowing that these are off the streets, that the arrests were made, and that bad people will go to jail. And looking at the statistics, it was amazing how many of these firearms are used to protect drugs. And I know that more than half of these were involved in the drug trade. And the Vice and Narcotics is out there working day in and day out to make sure that this garbage, this cancer that is out there on our community in the form of these illegal substances that we're getting off the streets. But people use guns to protect their own little local economy, which is the sale of illegal drugs. And so those two things go hand in hand, and we're going to continue to do everything we can as a city to combat that. But all of these agencies that are represented here today, this is just a wonderful partnership that we have, and we thank you on behalf of the citizens. We thank these great partners, and we will definitely continue these efforts. So thank you all. Thank you, Chief. Well done.
And I forgot to mention our county partner, the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, who was with us every Saturday as we staffed the gun turn-in and continue to serve this community as well as the unincorporated area. Next, I'd like to introduce Special Agent in Charge Julie Torres from the ATF, from our federal partners here. Say a few words, if she would.
Thank you, Chief. I just want to say that when I look around this table, there's two things that really come to mind today. And one of them is the citizens of the great community of St. Petersburg. The success of today's initiative really is as a result of the citizens. It's those citizens that stepped forward and decided to share information with law enforcement and make a difference. And that doesn't happen every day. And I think that when you look at the short term of this operation, you can see the impact that relationship between the citizens and law enforcement made. Secondly, I just want to thank the chief for extending an invitation to ATF specifically to focus on the guns. We went ahead and conducted roll call training as this got started. We traced every single firearm to make sure we could find the root of where these firearms are coming from. And to the mayor for supporting the initiative. So thank you, and thank you all for being here.